Look guys, I'm here to share something with you guys, something very important actually, something that I never thought would be possible before, but now somehow I do. I think it is possible, I'm here to challenge Jake Paul for that boxing fight. But wait, don't judge me now. Wait a bit, let me explain the thing, Actually, like many years, people have been saying, Junior, that Jake Paul have been fighting and things. They said, Junior, you're known as the boxing guy in the MMA world, Why don't you challenge these guys, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whatever, to make a fight? I know everybody knows you want to make a boxing fight in your career. Why don't you challenge them? But I said, man, they are not heavyweights. They will never accept, a challenge from me or something like that, or from any heavyweight. And then they said, oh yeah, at the beginning, Jake Paul was fighting little guys, and then he was winning the fights, and then he started fighting like real fighters, but grapplers, and he was winning the fights, and people were saying, but he only fights grapplers, and then he fought strikers, but they said, he only fighting old guys, and then somehow he was fighting real striking guys, MMA striking guys, young, old, whatever. He was winning the fights, but then they said, okay, but he's not fighting real boxers, he's not for real. And then he went out there and he fought a real boxer, and he lost the fight, but he lost by split decision. One of the referees saw him winning the fight. How impressive that is, right? So today, nobody can say this guy's not a fighter. He is a boxing fighter, and he's good. He has been beating people, and that's the thing. And then now he was supposed to fight a legend, Tank Davis, who's much smaller, but I really believe it would be a good fight. Everybody was willing to see, but somehow Tank Davis is out of the fight. And with the challenge that he made to Tank Davis, he was also challenging Anthony Joshua, who's a heavyweight, and that's my point. And that's when I start believing, to fight Jake Paul, it would be a reality, it would be possible, something that I thought was impossible. Now it's possible because he's challenging a heavyweight and as good as Anthony Joshua is, So, and when I saw Tank Davis going out of the fight, I told myself, man, that's the opportunity, not just for me to go there and do a real boxing fight, but also to Jake Paul, to show the whole world, how he can fight a heavyweight. I think I'm gonna be the perfect test for him to kind of show the world that he can go there and have a good performance. He can go there and make a very good fight, or maybe even win the fight against Anthony Joshua. Don't you guys agree? Well, that's what I have in my mind right now, and that's what I tell you, Jake Paul. Let's fight. I'll replace Tank Davis on this fight, or for November, for December. You tell me, but let's fight. I'm the perfect test that you need to show the whole world that you can beat a heavyweight as well, or not.